Wow, wow, wow! Why Marcos challenging Beijing over South China Sea? Ha ha ha!
Mr. Marcos had in April said that any Filipino death in the event of aggression by a foreign power in the South China Sea could invoke a defense treaty between the Philippines and the U.S. In his keynote speech, Mr. Marcos once again referred to the defense treaty with the U.S., saying, "Our treaty partner, I believe, also holds that same standard for when the joint actions will be undertaken in support of any such kind of incident in the Philippines."
Confident are you the U.S. is willing to go to war with China over a disputed reef in the South China Sea?
Oh God! To take a step back from that question is that is precisely what we want to avoid. We want to do everything we possibly can, together with our partners and allies, to avoid that situation whatsoever. This is not poking the bear, as it were. We are trying to do quite the opposite. We are trying to keep things at a manageable level, to continue the dialogues, whatever they are, at every level.
Certainly not true. We have not shifted away from China in any way whatsoever. We continue to foster the friendship, the relationship, the partnership that we have been developing with China since 1974 and 1975 when it became official. It is a continuing search to find solutions to the challenges that we face jointly with China. Now, of course, as to the differences between China and the Philippines, certainly they exist, but it is not something that will define our relationship. It is something that we will continue to work to resolve and to make sure that the peace and the safe passage across the South China Sea, the West Philippine Sea, is assured. And we look to China as partners in that effort to keep that peace and to keep the trade that is so important to this part of the world alive and vibrant.
Equity of the UNCLOS as a concept in our definition of our territory and our maritime zones with what international law permits and recognizes. This has been inscribed in Article 1 of our Constitution. As Senator, I was proud to co-sponsor our Archipelagic Baselines Law, which defines the basis of our maritime jurisdictions. As President, I look forward to signing our Maritime Zones Law, which will clarify the geographic extent of our maritime domain. Our efforts stand in stark contrast to assertive actions that aim to propagate excessive and baseless claims to force, intimidation, and deception. In the West Philippine Sea, we are on the front lines of efforts to assert the integrity of the UNCLOS as a constitution of the oceans. We have defined our territory and maritime zones in a manner befitting a responsible and law-abiding member of the international community. We have submitted our assertions to rigorous legal scrutiny by the world's leading jurists. So the lines that we draw in our waters are not derived from just our imagination, but from international law. We have on our side the 1982 UNCLOS and the binding 2016 arbitral award, which affirms what is ours by legal right. In this solid footing and through our clear moral ascendancy, we find the strength to do whatever it takes to protect our sovereign home, to the last square inch, to the last square millimeter. The life-giving waters of the West Philippine Sea flow in the blood of every Filipino. We cannot allow anyone to detach it from the totality of the maritime domain that renders our nation whole. As President, I have sworn to this solemn commitment from the very first day that I took office. I do not intend to yield. Filipinos do not yield. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not only unyielding in protecting our patrimony, our rights, and our dignity as a proud and as a free country. We are also firm in our commitment to regional and global peace. We renew this commitment at this turbulent juncture of our history. I will repeat what I said at the United Nations almost 2 years ago. Amidst challenging global tides, an important ballast stabilizes our common vessel. Our open, inclusive, and rules-based international order is governed by international law and informed by the principles of
Hey, hello friends, we come to the end already. Have you subscribed yet? Yes, press the subscribe button and like button and the share button. Thank you and have a nice day.